endlessly searching for an original sin.
Sunday was a miserable slog through every second. John gave up on accomplishing anything whatsoever, just lay in bed feeling worse. He fell asleep early and woke up in the early morning, not feeling better. That was impossible after a day wallowing in himself, but suddenly his energy was back.
Someone take his pills away.
And he needed it, because he hadn't accomplished anything he needed to do over the weekend. He set to working feverishly on Monday's homework. By the time he needed to go to school, his eyes were gritty and his good mood was gone, but he was ready. High functioning. Autism. I mean, John
Oh my
sighed and
god,
headed
it
to the
really
school.
says high functioning?
Yes.
Oh, come on. You wanted to put autism, didn't you, creator? Just don't put high functioning. Please don't.
School. He was actually shocked not to see Lizzie, not even watching him from a distance. But after that weekend, it would be awkward to hang out with his friends, so he ended up spending most of the day alone.
And then he noticed his friends weren't at school.
At lunch, he decided he might as well go to the roof again, and he found Lizzie already there.
Oh, jump. Yeah.
Hi, Lizzie. I'm sorry if I was a jerk on Saturday.
Oh, shit. No. No. You're not at fault. I am. Ow. What?
Wait. What?
Part of me is gone now. It was dangerous. But it was part of me. What the fuck did you do?
It's the Antiquel. It worked. She stood up and looked at him, and he realized that she was standing at the very edge. The last time they had stood there, their positions had been reversed.
Good ending?
And he hoped that it wasn't a bad omen. Quick, John, grab a knife! Threatening their life always helps.
Yeah. All I want is to be with you, John. For us to be together, I would do anything to make that happen. Anything. But I don't think I could hurt someone. Not anymore. I feel so strange. Okay, someone get her more than 2 weeks.
Medication can make you feel strange for a while, but
You don't like violence, do you? Do you want me to be different? Yes.
I want you to get off that edge.
Why? I'm comfortable here.
Jeez. He knew he should answer, but his throat felt so dry, his mind was numb.
Are we sure it was not a high-functioning mood?
John, you gotta do something.
I'll change myself for you, John. If that's what it takes for us to be together, I'll change however you want me to be. I'll change however you need me to. Okay, why did that not sound right? That was a puppy screaming.
How can you say you really love him, Lizzie, if you can't even eat his poop? Come on, man.
Go away. Is there a part of me you don't like? I'll get rid of it. I'll tear it out. I'll cut it away right now. Those freaky eyes would be the good start of it.
Just gouge your eyes out real quick. Wear 2 eye patches and call yourself Snake. We'll be fine then. John knew that he needed to say something to reassure her, to stop her from going down that self-destructive path, but he couldn't bring himself to speak. Instead, he stepped forward and embraced her. Lizzie gave a soft gasp and wrapped her arms around her torso. Wait, around her torso? But she pushed into him.
Wait, what?
Her head nuzzled against his chin. Okay, I guess she's like wrapping her arms on her own stomach, right? And pushing herself into him. So she's not hugging him, but She's indirectly
That's
being coddled.
really weird. I'm trying to mentally picture that. Be funny if he accidentally pushes her back. Whoop! Sorry, Lizzie.
Lizzie, the only thing I need you to change is your life. Push. And, well, life status is dead. Too bad.
Just stay with me, okay? Please promise me you won't ever leave. No. Just push her. It'll be a lot easier.
He nodded, and she gave a happy squeal. But his mouth was still far too dry to speak. He should really drink some water.
Because her hand accidentally hit him in the dick. He's just in too much pain. Why did that make you look over at me? Hi.
On Tuesday, John and Lizzie ate lunch together as if everything was normal. And, in some bizarre way, it really was.
Did we somehow get the good ending?
Perhaps due to the medication, she seemed so much more stable than before. She was sweet and kind at all times, always considerate and affectionate.
Okay, someone needs to make sure she has that for more than 2 weeks.
Yet, there was the occasional moment where she still seemed a little obsessed. The slightest positive comment from him would be interpreted as a sign of their destined love.
Dude, just date her.
But all in all, John was happier than he had been in a long time. Classmates even stopped messing with him about Lizzie, though he wasn't sure if that was because she seemed normal or because they were afraid of her.
She showed up at their houses with knives.
I hope so.
So do I.
Just imagine her at the house be like, you remember the tree?
You remember the tree? You want to end up like the tree, Bob?
Yet, he wasn't. Not really. He had a hard time believing that anyone could really love him.
Oh,
Yet,
for God's sake.
it seemed that Lizzie truly did.
Oh.
If anything, he worried he could never love her back that intensely.
I don't know why he annoys me so much, but this type of character does.
The kind of, it's a thing in real life too. If you're always around someone who's bumming themselves out, that you tend not to want to hang out with that person. It's a really bad vicious cycle. He had an appointment scheduled with Mrs. Smith on Wednesday, yet for once, when he walked into her office, he didn't feel like he desperately needed it.
Did he stop taking the medicine?
Right.
Ready for your... Wait, what voice did I do for her?
I don't know.
Hey, fuck it. Ready for your session today, John?
Actually, I'm feeling really good. Maybe we should skip today's?
You should know better than that. If you stop the treatment that's making you feel better, you might have another relapse. This isn't making him feel better, though. You're not doing jack.
Well, relapse. No, you're right. Sorry.
Aw. Don't be sorry. Just lie down and take a load off. So, dang it. So, how have you been doing lately?
Well, I'm okay, I guess.
That's better. Oops, sorry. Try not to sniffle so much. That's better than most weeks. So, it looks like you're making progress. By the way, I've seen you pass with a girl. Pass by with a girl should be. Are you two dating? Oh, please explain your girlfriend to her because I wanna read that. Oh yes, hold on, we need to go to the next save area.
Oh no.
So many bad choices.
It's hard. Maybe something like that. I think it's better to be vague. That way, it's really hard to interpret. And she'll think, oh yeah, well, I'm assuming that they're actually dating when they're not.
I kind of want to see what the stalking thing would be, but let's go with this one. That's probably good for you. You need more relationships, but I have to ask, have the two of you been intimate?
I have not caught the feel, no sir.
Well, what is wrong with you, good sir?
What? How can you ask that?
Well, if she is truly your doctor, she does have a right to ask that. I'm not teasing you. This is a very serious question. For what's actually, yeah, the game's right. This would be a question a psychiatrist would ask.
Wait, what?
You better not be leading up to giving me a lecture about safe sex or abstinence or anything.
So, should I take that as a no?
Yes, I mean no. We haven't done anything like that.
Good to hear that you're at least expressing interest. Koei Tech got back to me about Erozapam. Dang it! And it's still decades from viability, so we don't have a solid option for libido issues. What? Wait, what? Are you saying he can't get it up?
She's gonna give us Viagra. Whoa!
You only give Viagra if they can't get it up.
That was a joke in the beginning, but now it's real.
Oh my god, we did make that joke earlier, didn't we?
No, the Viagra. Okay. All right.
Oh
Fine.
my
Let's
god.
continue.
I'm sure that's a joke, but what the fuck, lady? That is not what a psychiatrist should say. Bad psychiatrist.
Can we talk about something else? Anything else?
Sorry to make you uncomfortable, John, but I need to be concerned about your welfare in all respects. Apparently you think he can't get it up. Would you like to test that? Please don't.
I think she's been begging us to test it all game.
Erectile dysfunction equals libido issues. Well, that's what I mean! Unless she knows the medicine he's taking makes it so you can't get it up, which, yeah, I know there are medicines that do that. But that's probably a side effect you should tell a dude about. To that end, I need to ask one more question. Has the girl ever displayed any strange behavior, erratic tendencies? Okay, you know.
You mean the stuff that that she's been seeing? I'm guessing. Why would you ask this question in particular?
Oh, there are 5 minutes.
Are you worried about her?
Uh-huh.
What kind of behavior exactly, Doctor?
Well, for example, fixations bordering on serious OCD, maybe violent tendencies, mood swings.
This is very specific. She knows.
Yeah, well, I know it's been established that they do know each other, because remember she said, the girl said something before, but
Yeah, how
don't
she's trying to
think
hurt
the
John.
creator of this understands OCD, though.
It's definitely not serious OCD. Those are pretty specific symptoms. Is something wrong, Doctor?
At least John isn't a complete moron. No, just covering the bases. God knows I shouldn't be helping you from a psycho.
The very specific bases.
Uh-huh.
I can't believe you think that kind of thing about Lizzie.
I'm not being rude, John. This is important. You see, I looked up the girl's record, and to my surprise, I actually knew her mother. Wait, no, hold the fuck on. Go back.
Oh.
Lizzie already mentioned that she knows Smith. So I assume Lizzie was one of her patients.
Well, I mean, I guess not. Maybe it was Lizzie's mom. Maybe her mom was always on drugs because of Mrs. Smith.
Closer for a mom.
Tatsu says, pretty sure OCD doesn't cause crazy.
Not yet. You knew Lizzie's mother?
Well, why do you think she was taking so many of those drugs? Yes, Abby Doss took part in one of our early clinical trials. She was one of the women she was one of the women who had to be removed from the study when we learned that they had lied about being pregnant at the time. Oh, that explains so much.
Oh dear. Oh my.
Yeah. Plus, I thought she displayed addictive tendencies. I understand she began abusing prescription painkillers later in life too. Poor girl probably had a hard childhood. I'm pretty sure your company wouldn't exist if that happened.
Also, that alone is not enough to give very specific sentences.
Oh yeah, that is true.
But, okay, we'll keep going. Boom.
So anyway, while you're daring in the corner, I just hope that girl turned out alright. Any drugs taken while someone is in utero can have permanent long-term impacts, so I'm glad the girl turned out normal.
Normal,
Yes and
right,
no.
okay.
She's actually not wrong about that, but don't you have to have a blood test before you go into a clinical trial which would have said that she's pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Why am I trying to put logic into this game anymore?
Shit, Minion aggro.
Moving
Okay.
on. What happened?
No, you're good. Keep going.
Moving on, you seem so much better. I assume the issue of emotional grayness. I almost thought that said emotional gayness.
Your issue of being gay? Come on, John. You know better.
Emotional grayness took care of itself. Well, everything's still gray.
Well, that could also just be, you know, lazy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, of course. Mrs. Smith seemed so positive, he couldn't bring himself to tell her the truth, because despite the general improvement in his life, that aspect had not. Lizzie was a single spot of color in the world, but the rest was even grayer than before. The rest of their session passed in a gray blur.
Wait. Wasn't her suit in a color before?
Maybe?
I wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't either. When it was over, John was in a strange mood. He felt a little better, but not much.
And he wanted to
Usually
show her that
after-
he didn't need those erectile dysfunction medicine.
Usually, after a therapy session, he floated in an empty tranquility, but now his mind was racing. He impatiently sat through his next class, but his mind was on what Mrs. Smith had said about Lizzie's mother. Could that be part of the reason for her instability?
That sounds...
When he had a free period, John headed straight to the library and tried to look up past incidents. It was hard to find information on Koitek's old trials, but when he eventually gave in and looked at the microfilm, he actually found some relevant articles. He knew that Lizzie had been born in 1972. Wait,
So this is the
how
80s.
old are they? Yeah,
So
So
they're,
he
they're
was-
in what, high school?
yeah.
So yeah, 80s.
So they're probably about 18, so 80s, late 70s, early 80s.
It makes sense about the computers.
So he was able to skim back to around the time she had been born. He actually found the birth announcement in the local paper easily, but for the rest, he was left searching aimlessly through crappy local articles. And then, all at once, it was easy. There was a series of articles that took his research from a boring whim to something that had him on the edge of his seat. Apparently, before it was called Koitek, the company was called PharmaVax. They'd rebranded after a series of drug recalls that ruined their reputation.
Oh, is this supposed to be referencing what happened in the 80s with, was it Advil? Somebody had tampered with a mess of their drugs, so that's why we have, the safety precautions on medicine now?
Yeah, those kind of trials. Sounds right.
What the... Oh, cousin.
John sat back, unable to read any further. Was that really the explanation? That felt so cheap.
Shame on you, writer, for pointing out your shortcomings.
It was easy to presume that Lizzie's mother had been involved in one of the recalled PharmaVax trials, and her unborn child must have suffered the consequences. Could that really have unbalanced Lizzie this way? If so, that meant that this was no phase she was going through. If her early development had been altered, she was probably this way for life. Yet, the second emotion he felt was anger. Anger that Mrs. Smith or anyone else could think Lizzie was just some freak chemical accident.
Fucking Powerpuff Girl joke.
Chemical...
Better than Chemical W, which apparently... Never mind.
W for Wumbo? It was too much like the scorn that had been heaped on him for his depression. Whatever her problems, Lizzie was a person who deserved respect. Help, but respect for anything else. Depression quickly followed on the heels of his anger. Unable to deal with any more of those thoughts, John just walked out without even replacing the microfilm.
Almost had a pair of balls. Almost. And then they shrank.
He drifted through the rest of the day, still stewing over what he'd learned. At times, he could almost convince himself that this was a good thing.
I wonder which is better representation of depression, this or Depression Quest. Is anybody able to tell us?
My money's on this. If drugs had unbalanced Lizzie, maybe they could balance her again. He could almost imagine them together, helping each other, maybe even getting married.
And then he realized he was the yandere all along.
When she passed him in the hallway, her eyes lit up, not in mere elation, but with a burning intensity. And in that moment, John was sure that Lizzie couldn't be cured.
The W.
That is apparently his choice.
The question was, did he want her to? Oh, dang. So we're going to stick our penis in crazy, and we're going to keep it crazy. What a guy
that
John
healthy.
is. What a beautiful man. Several days later, as they were leaving after school, Lizzie caught up with him, an odd look on her face.
Yeah, the drugs have taken... wait, is that red on her? Oh no, that's her outline. I was gonna have to say, because look right here. John, I'm so happy.
I'm happy. Really? Why are you happy, Lizzie?
I spent so long watching you. Imagine what it would be like to say hello, to hear you say my name, for you to look at me. Oh God, she gets creepy. That we can actually talk like this? It's like a dream, a wonderful dream I never want to end. Don't get the knife, Lizzie.
I'm happy I met you too, Lizzie. This past week has been fun.
Whoop, sorry.
Don't talk about the past, John. Not a good idea. Say, how's the Yandaquil working out for you? No unpleasant side effects?
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for giving it to me.
And then she goes to throw up real quick and comes back.
Hey, at least I'm losing weight.
Well, I hope we can find you some more once this dose runs out. Some drugs you can renew week to week, but I don't know about this one. Could be a pain.
Go to an actual doctor, John. Oh no, I would have. Wouldn't? I wouldn't. Wouldn't?
Would it?
Wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'm fucking Tweety Bird here. Or Sylvester. I'm Sylvester. Oh no, I wouldn't. Oh, this is gonna suck. I wouldn't want you to go to all the trouble for me. I couldn't do it. I had to say wouldn't. I wouldn't mind.
Ash is W. Yeah. Ultra W. I'll go with that one.
Proofreading your visual novel before you release it on Steam. How do you do?
It doesn't work. You just don't do it. But it's helping, right? I want you to be able to have more if you want it.
I want drugs. That's so sweet. I should probably put the pill bottle I'm holding on the ground. That's so sweet, but it's not necessary. Now I understand how I need to change. I don't need it anymore. That's a red flag right there.
John, this is your moment. Either you say, "Hey, I don't want you to change," or you say, "Hey, not like that."
Before John, why are you doing that? Before,
Sorry,
when
it's
I
the drug.
confessed to you, you didn't give me a chance to a clear answer. Will you now, John? Do you like me?
Oh, we very clearly do. Darn it. Lizzie, yes, I like you.
I'm a little sad that wasn't multiple choice.
That's what I thought it was going to be. I was like,
'Cause I would've
clearly, if we
loved
want to
this.
stick with what John's thinking, we have to say yes.
I just
But-
wanted to see her reaction if you say no.
Say it real quick.
Ah! Did she just do what I think she just did in her pants?
Wow.
You feeling okay there, Lizzie?
Give me a minute.
Need a towel?
But I want proof, unlike what this thing has for writing, but I want proof we're more than just friends. Can we go somewhere together? Somewhere romantic? Yeah, there's a hotel down the street.
Ugh.
You're already planning to stick your dick in crazy, let's face it.
That's John. Nope, that has nothing to do with me. I'm staying out of this one. They might as well. People already thought of them as dating, and she seemed so sweet for so long. What was the worst that could happen? Aside from death.
You ever say what's the worst that could happen?
That's usually a good prelude to bad things happening. We have a lot of options, considering that we have all of next week off. Lizzie, why are you doing that?
Because you did it earlier, silly.
It's the drugs.
It's the drugs.
But we don't have to wait that long. How about we plan something for Friday night? I don't have a car to pick you up, but I can take you to a nice restaurant.
You got double.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Then it's a plan.
Oh shit. Freddy, 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 Freddy! Oh Jesus, this voice is gonna kill me.
Oh. She would still have a day or two of medication left on Friday. John figured she would stay stable. Maybe the date would leave her happy enough that she'd change her mind about staying on her meds. No matter what mistakes her mother made, maybe Lizzie could be stable with the right treatment. John really thought this could work out between them, and that was his mistake.
So I was accidentally clicking the button, sorry. Give me one moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry about that.
Jack.
Alright, I
How
have
does
time for
everyone
like
feel?
2 more minutes and then I gotta go.
Alright, that's fine.
Wow! Oh, I couldn't hold it, sorry. Wow, John, this place is so nice. At least it has some color.
Kind of. Looks
gotta
great to me.
You can see a little green.
As nice as a place as the high school kids and with only a few days for reservation anyway.
How much money do you have, dude?
Daddy?
True. When I asked for a romantic place, I never dreamed it'd be this romantic. I mean, a sidewalk? It's amazing!
It's got one whole sidewalk! And look, I think there's a tree over there!
There's
Wow!
a tree, John, a real tree!
Just like the one I burnt down for you!
Just like Bob used to be. I'm not dressed up enough for this. This is the kind of place that you take someone to propose. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, Lizzie, we're
Gonna have to teach you what fancy is.
Do we have a ring? I don't think we do. Does she care?
Oh, no.
Can I get like a twig and tie it like a ring and just give that to her? Just so it's clear, I'm not going to propose.
Aww. Well, remember that this is a good place for it. God, it's so easy to impress her, apparently.
John could only hope that the place would be nice. All he knew about it was that his parents said it was nice back when they were together.
Apparently his mother wasn't easy to impress either. Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, they were talking about the building. Okay.
You know everybody
Alright.
you know everybody in the comments when they catch up are gonna make the same jokes we did.
Nice. That is a great looking tree. And by tree, I mean light source. They entered, and Lizzie was delighted by everything: the decor, the menu, the lighting, the food. Or maybe she really just delighted with the one thing: the event itself.
She's watching everything with just this blank look like, ooh!
Fortunately, the staff seemed to find her adorable instead of disturbing, so John found himself relaxing. Even when they were just chatting idly, Lizzie was nice to be around.
Yeah, that's usually how it is when you date someone.
It's usually why you date people. Midway through the meal, he realized that Lizzie was resting her hand on the table.
That's not where I thought we were going with this.
Inviting it, but if he stretched, thought he could put his hand on top of it.
She will cream her pants if you do it.
No!
Oh, should we be cruel and leave this at the place we leave off and we continue tonight?
You know what? Let's do it.
Alright guys, I hope you
chat.
enjoyed this stream, and we'll see you tonight for more of this and maybe some Katawa Shoujo.
Oh man, it's gonna be exciting.
See you guys then.
Have a good night, guys.
Take my hand.